And now, Taiwan has been relegated to being a country, but not being allowed to be recognized as a country, and are not allowed to have an embassy. It's one big joke, and even though I'm laughing, it just isn't funny.
Hey there guys, and welcome back to the channel. Did you know that Taiwan doesn't have an embassy here in the UK, but they do have a representative's office, which is behind me right now. So in today's video, we're going to have a look at why Taiwan doesn't have its own embassy here in the UK, and something tells me that China has something to do with that.
This is the Taipei Representative Office in London, and they also have an office in Edinburgh in Scotland. This office is the highest level of representation in the UK of the Republic of China's, or as I like to call it, Taiwan's government. The office manages cultural, economic and political cooperation between the country of Taiwan, that's right, country of Taiwan, and the United Kingdom. This is the place where I applied for my visa to go to Taiwan in 2020, one of the worst years and the best years of my life. The current office was first established in 1963, and it was called Free Chinese Center. Nice name. But later on, in 1992, adopted its new name, the Taipei Representative Office. It's not a fully fledged embassy because of this ongoing dispute, or should I say harassment, from China, where they have this ridiculous idea that Taiwan belongs to them. Well, we all know that's a load of rubbish. China's belief that Taiwan is a part of their territory comes from their warped idea of a one China principle, where they advocate that there is only one China and that Taiwan is a part of it. Sounds like a load of nonsense to me, because Taiwan has never ever been a part of communist China, not even for 1 second. The rest of the world definitely doesn't agree on China's ridiculous one China principle, and instead adopts the one China policy. This means that the Republic of China, or Taiwan as I call it, is not diplomatically recognized as China, but this doesn't mean that it's not its own country, or that it belongs to communist China. The word policy in the One China policy is intentionally ambiguous because a policy is something that can adapt and change over time, whereas a principle is inflexible and unchangeable. So hopefully this means that sometime in the future, when other countries want to stop playing this silly little game with China, they might actually grow up and scrap this policy and officially recognize Taiwan as a country. And wouldn't that be nice? Anyway, back to the ridiculous reality that we're currently in. My home country, the United Kingdom, is one of those countries that has adopted this one China policy because our greedy government wants to do business with China. Even though the UK and China couldn't be further apart in terms of politics, the allure of getting cheap, affordable junk made in China is powerful. Which is why a relationship with an authoritarian, oppressive and tyrannical regime becomes desirable. A long time ago, Taiwan was also known for making low-quality products. But over the years, Taiwan has upped their game, and now the phrase made in Taiwan is synonymous with quality. I don't really think China can say the same. Anyway, going off topic there a little bit, but the UK doesn't diplomatically recognise Taiwan as a country, which is why they only have a representative office and not an embassy.
So I'm standing right in front of the Chinese embassy, and it's a little bit bigger than what Taiwan has. But don't worry guys, size isn't everything.
Actually, at one time, the Republic of China was located in this building, which is now the embassy of the People's Republic of China, the commies. After the 1911 revolution in China, the Republic of China were recognized as the legitimate rulers of China and were given this building in 1913, which was formerly occupied by the previous Qing government. Fast forward to 1949, and the sneaky Mao Zedong and his communist army started a revolution. They took advantage of a battle-weary Republic of China who had spent many years and resources fighting the terrible Japanese invasion. During this time, the communists hid in the mountains and bided their time. 1949 was their time to strike, and they managed to drive the Republic of China government into exile in Taiwan, where it remains today. But times have changed, and it's no longer 1949, and Taiwan is a completely different country. That's right, it's a country. Taiwan has flourished and blossomed into one of the most open and free societies on this planet. The people of Taiwan enjoy more political rights and civil liberties than my country, the United Kingdom. But apparently that doesn't matter to us, and we would much rather do business with evil authoritarian dictators. Anyway, in 1950, the embassy that was once occupied by the ROC was handed over to the communists, and it's been that way ever since. And now, Taiwan has been relegated to being a country, but not being allowed to be recognized as a country, and are not allowed to have an embassy. It's one big joke, and even though I'm laughing, it just isn't funny.
So, as you can see from all of the different countries' flags flying outside these buildings, this is the area in London where most embassies are located. But Taiwan isn't allowed to have an embassy here in the UK. But that's okay, because I've got my Taiwanese flag here and I'm flying it around just to show that Taiwan is a country and it should be allowed to have a proper embassy here in London. And look over there. You can see that's the Chinese embassy, and you can see the Chinese flag flying there. Well, let's replace it with this flag. Ah, that looks so much better.
Anyway, the Chinese Communist Party, or the CCP, doesn't really have a lot of friends, and their embassy has become the site for many protests and anti-CCP demonstrations. I've seen protests from the Free Tibet movement here, and of course thousands of people protesting against China's cultural genocide of the Uyghurs. They have a heavy security presence outside the building, something that I didn't see outside the Taipei representative's office. I wonder why they need this. Another thing that I didn't see outside the Taipei representative office was this Falun Gong member doing a 24-hour protest against the CCP outside their embassy. This must really piss the CCP off, and I like it. Anyway, what I don't understand is that if Taiwan isn't a country and it doesn't deserve an embassy, then why even bother having this representative office at all? It all just seems like some silly little game between China and the world, and Taiwan, unfortunately, is stuck in the middle.
So in my opinion, I think that it's a really terrible thing that Taiwan isn't allowed to have an embassy here in the UK. I mean, yeah, sure, it does have a representative's office, but it's not quite the same, is it? Because if you look around this area, most countries are allowed to have an embassy here, but Taiwan isn't. And that's a real shame, because Taiwan is a great country, and all great countries deserve to have their own embassy. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.